Hey everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Dr. Angel Storm. Thanks for tuning in. I am super excited to do this video today because I thought this question was amazing. I actually had a comment left on one of my YouTube videos that basically the person was saying, I've looked everywhere and I've tried changing my environments, but I can't seem to find any kind of healthy people. So where are all the healthy people? And that's the title of this video. Where are all the healthy people? And I love this question. I actually didn't respond to this person's message except to say I'm going to do a full video on that because that is such a good question. And there's so many layers to answering this. So first of all, part of it does depend upon your definition of healthy. People who can set healthy boundaries, people who have standards for themselves and uphold them, so people who are honest with themselves about what their goals are and have an actual plan to reach them. People who are in a growth mindset, people who aren't trying to necessarily stay where they are, but are pursuing the betterment of themselves, body, soul, and spirit, and that kind of thing. That to me is what a healthy person is. A healthy person is somebody who knows their weaknesses, but who utilizes their strengths more than focuses on their weaknesses, who's aware of the things that they need to change in their character, in their identity, in their belief system, things like that, but who don't allow those things to be the stumbling blocks for them. They're able to overcome those things because they have very clear long-term goals about who they are and what they're here to do. A healthy person is able to listen with the intent of understanding versus the intent of responding. A healthy person is able to address conflict in such a way as to deepen connection rather than trying to cause a deeper divide. So to me, these are the things that I look for in people and to surround myself with in terms of my inner circles. I want them to be healthy. I want them to add to my life. I want them to help me to grow, help me to develop as a person, to encourage me to not stay where I am, but to become even more than what I am. Not in a striving way, but just in a way of like encouragement and supportive, towards me. So to me, this is what a healthy person is. So where do you find the healthy people? You probably have heard me talk about this before on my channel, but you attract what you are. If you aren't healthy, your vision of what you're looking for in terms of a healthy person, another healthy person, is off. It's not going to be right. You're going to be looking at it like through a dirty lens, essentially. And so what you're calling a healthy person is actually tainted because of your own vision, because of your own vantage point. And that's something that's really important to understand, especially when you're recovering from narcissistic abuse or any kind of type of abuse, trauma, any kind of major life shift or life change. It's really important that you recognize there's parts of your vision that are not accurate. They're not lining up with reality. And that's okay. It's just important that you recognize, like, this is part of the healing process, is to also heal the way that you're looking at things, the way that you're labeling things, the way that you have expectations for things. All that stuff needs to shift. It needs to line up with the person that you want to be, not with the person who you were, and not even with the person that you are. Because the person who's going through the recovery process isn't healed yet. You're not where you were, but you're not where you want to be. And you need to understand that you need to have the vision of the person that you want to be when you are talking about surrounding yourself with healthy people. Because the person that you want to become is going to have the qualities, the character, dedication to have those types of people in their circle. You attract what you are, not what you want to be, but who you are. So the more that you look through the lens of the person that you want to become, the clearer your vision gets. The more that you look at the life that you want to construct for yourself through the lens of the person who's already there living that life, the clearer the path to get there is. And that path is going to include not just the things that you need in order to have that life, like maybe a a different type of work ethic, or certain character traits that you need to improve upon or whatever, but all of the resources that you need to live that life, which includes friendships and includes people who are around you. All of that stuff is attracted to who you will become. And I say this to say, if you find yourself not able to find any kind of healthy people in your life, you're not looking in the right place, because you're not looking through the right set of lenses. You need to shift from where you are now and who you've been in the past. Some people are in their present, but looking through the glass of their past. They're looking through the glasses of the past and wondering why nothing's changed 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever, later. Nothing's changed in their life. Why? Because they're still looking through the eyes of the person who they were, not of the person who they are now. So in that case, it's much more difficult for that person to go from the past into the future. They haven't even understood who they are now. A lot of the things that I talk about on my YouTube channel is know thyself. You need to know who you are. If you don't know who you are, how are you going to make any kind of decision that's supporting the life that you want to build? How are you about to make that type of decision when you don't even know who you are? How are you going to know your purpose? How are you going to know what's necessary to complete that purpose? How are you going to know what things you need to improve upon? How are you going to know your strengths and your weaknesses and all of the stuff that goes into becoming who you need to be in order to live out your destiny? You're not going to be able to know that. You have to know yourself. And that includes having hard conversations with yourselves and admitting to yourself the things that you don't want to admit, the things that are hard for you to hear, the things that are scary for you to look at. That stuff is super important. You cannot get to where you want to go without having those difficult conversations, by the way. It's not possible, and it's not sustainable. So if by some chance, by some miracle, you would step into your future without having those hard conversations, it's not going to be sustainable, because you didn't build the foundation that you need to sustain that type of life, that type of lifestyle that your future requires. Everything is about one level to the next level. And it's difficult to jump levels. It's difficult to jump levels and to stay at that level continuously. If you're on the treadmill, for example, maybe you're only going like 6 miles an hour. Okay, you might be able to run at 12 miles an hour for like a minute, but it's not going to be sustainable because you haven't been training at that level. You haven't been doing consistent and intentional workouts at 12. Yeah, you might be able to do it for a minute or two, but that's not a full workout, and it's certainly not the regiment that you're used to. The same thing is true in every part of your life. So if you aren't willing to do the work to make your own self healthy, don't be upset when you can't find healthy people. Don't be upset when you don't attract the thing that you aren't. You're going to keep attracting the thing that you are. That's how everything works, by the way. If I want to fill up my gas tank, but my gas tank is already full, where's that gas going to go? There's no place for it to go. And the same thing is true here. If you're filled up already with like your old stuff, the past, your bad memories, your old habits, your set mindset, you're not in a growth mindset, you want to just stay where you are, you want to maintain your level of values and beliefs at the level that they are without reevaluating anything within your life, then you shouldn't be upset when there's no room for any kind of growth to happen, for any kind of new thing to come to you, whether that's a new job, new relationships, new friendships, any kind of new opportunity at all, because you're already filled up. You've already decided, like, no, this is good enough and this is where I'm staying. So most of the things in life require you to move first and for you to make the room for the new stuff to come to you. And if you aren't willing to make that move, life isn't going to help you clean it out. Usually life will not do that for you. Life will present you with the opportunities. Like, for example, recovering from narcissistic abuse, it's probably a good time to check and see what your values are, what your standards are for your life, what your boundaries are, all that kind of stuff, who you're hanging out with. It's a good opportunity, but life doesn't make you do it. This is why, I have clients who have been married 7 times, every single time to a narcissist. This is because you didn't learn the lesson the first time, the second time, the third time. So life is going to keep giving you the opportunity to make the changes, but life won't make the change for you. You get to do that. That's a decision that you get to make. So where are all the healthy people? All the healthy people are hanging out with other healthy people. Healthy people know that they have standards, know that they have value, know that they have boundaries, and that it's easy to uphold those things. They have been willing to say, this is the standard for being part of my life. And if you can't maintain that standard, I'm okay with letting the old go. People who have a poverty mindset will have a poverty mindset even with their friendships. So they'll hold on to the old friendships even when they know they don't serve them, even when they know they're toxic, even when they know they're destructive in every kind of way. But they'll continue to find those types of people with those same types of behaviors. I talked about this before. You'll attract the same spirit in a different body because you haven't changed the way that you're viewing the situation and what's happening to you. And most of all, you aren't changing the way that you view yourself, the way that you view your own self-worth, which is where all of your decisions are stemming from in the first place. So if you want to know where all the healthy people are, they're with other healthy people. And if they're not in your life, and if you can't seem to find them, seriously, please look at your own standards. Look at what you are doing. The easiest way to find other healthy people is to become a healthy person. It's plain and simple. Where do you find doctors? They're at the hospital, right? They're at their clinics. This is where you find them. Where do you find lawyers? You find them at the courthouse. You find them in their law offices. The same is true for any type of person that you want to find. You need to go to where they're located. If you aren't finding them, you're not looking in the right place. If you are trying to go into the schoolhouse to try to find a doctor, you're not looking in the right place. So my advice to you is to please look at yourself. Please evaluate the way that you view your own self and see if your decisions actually support the things that you think about yourself, the things that you say about yourself. It's easy to say, I know I'm worthy, I know I'm this, I know I'm that, whatever. But if your decisions aren't mirroring those words, you actually have a double standard. Your brain is very confused. You've caused brain damage. It's actually forming very unhealthy neural pathways in your brain by having said one thing but doing the opposite. Your brain is learning it can't trust your voice. It cannot trust your voice, and your brain is learning that. This is actual physical things that you are making your body respond to by doing these duality type of things. So it's really important that you evaluate that, because you're not only unhealthy in terms of your behavior, but actually in terms of your physical body and your physical structure, you're not making healthy patterns of thinking in your brain. So please take a look at what you're doing. Please take a look at how you view your own self, about the standards that you have for yourself, about the things that you're willing to tolerate in your life. Get a vision together for your life. If you go to my Instagram, I have a whole little mini teaching in my stories about how to get a personal mission statement for your life, about how to get vision for your life, how to create a vision board. I have all kinds of resources on these things on my website, which is in the description of this video. So there's tons of resources out there to help you get your life together, get it in order so that you are attracting the things that you should have in your life, and that you're actually living out your purpose, your destiny, the reason that you were created, the reason that you're here on the earth right now. Right now, you have something to do here right now. And too many people aren't doing their purpose because they can't even figure out who they are, let alone find the people who are supposed to help them do their destiny. So I hope this video has helped you. Again, I love the question. I think it's a fantastic question. I hope that this has helped kind of narrow down where you can start building this foundation to find healthy people, to find the healthy people, and to make a sustainable relationship with them once you do find them. You guys, again, I'm Dr. Angel Storm. Thanks so much for watching my video. Be sure to subscribe to my channel below and turn on the little bell so that you're notified whenever I upload a new video to this channel.
life.